guys, I am here to teach you math on this Monday. So before we get started, please take out your math book, your practice book, your homework, a notebook to take notes if you so choose, and just be ready to learn. Also, before you start this lesson, make sure you take quizzes 1 and 2 so that you can move past those 2 lessons. So on the board, of course, are the answers for the practice book page if you did it, because it is optional. And if you didn't do it, just bear with me and then I'll get to the homework page, which you should have done. So those are the answers for the first couple. Okay, and I'm going to switch it to the homework. There's the first 3. And then spiral review. Now, in today's lesson that I am teaching, these are going to be your best friend because we are going to use function tables to make a graph. So we're going to have a blank function table that we have to find the answer for y, and then we're going to take that, make ordered pairs, and then graph them. And that's what we're doing today. So make sure you're familiar with how to do the function tables. Okay, flip it over to the back. And for those of you who may have done 5 and 6, there you go. Okay, so at this point you should be done checking, and that should be put to the side, and you should take out your quiz and pause this video and take your quiz. And once you're done with your quiz, then resume and learn today's lesson. So here we go. Okay, so chapter 17, lesson 3. Which is graphs of functions. Okay, so we have somebody who ordered postcards, and they're $2 each, and there was also a shipping charge of $3, and I want to make a graph of the total cost as a function of the number of postcards Kristen ordered. Okay, so they give you the function rule. Okay, so y equals 2 times x plus 3. So this is the total cost. This is the number of postcards ordered. So maybe the x equals that she ordered 5. So I would say 5, and I would get the total cost by saying 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So the cost would be 13. Okay? And then, like I just said, the 3 is the shipping cost. Okay, we're trying to find the total cost. So now we're going to make a function table. So I put the rule on top, which is y equals 2x plus 3. And then I have x and y. And they're always going to give you the x's. And so the x's are just 1, 2, and 3. So now all I have to do is find y. So if you need to, maybe over on the side, you're saying y equals 2, plug in 1 for the x. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3 is 5. So my y is 5. Okay, and then I would keep going. I would say 2 times 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So now I've completed my function table, and now I can graph. So, and I might on the side make my ordered pairs. I might say this is 1, 5, 2, 7, and 3, 9. And they may just ask you, what are your ordered pairs? And if they ask you what your ordered pairs are, you would just say these guys right here. Okay, so over here I'm going to make my graph. Okay, remembering that this is x and this is y, and that's always going to be true. This is always x, this is always y. And I know I need to get to 9, so I'm going to put 0 here. And I'm going to say 1, 2, and so on. And you can stop at 9, but I always like to be even, and I just go to 10. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Inevitably, you're going to run out of room if you don't think about it. So make sure you make your graph big enough where you have enough space. Luckily, 10 is an extra. I don't need it, but it's good to have. So I just have it right here. So it's squeezed in there. That's fine. Just be really clear once you're making your dots. So again, I'm going to have 1, 5. So I'm going to start here at 1 and go up to 5. And 2, 7, and 3, 9. Okay, and you want to try to get as close as you can. But if it's a little bit off, it's okay as long as we can see that it's 9 and it's not 10 and it's 3 and it's not 4. So that is what you're doing today. And just to make sure that you guys understand this concept, I'm going to go ahead and do another problem. So if you have your books open to page 370, I'm going to be looking at page 371, number 1 for my extra problem. So I'm going to go ahead and erase the board so that I have space. Why don't you guys look at the problem and try it on your own while I'm erasing, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so you should have had some time to look at that problem and try it on your own. So we have Mario collects California train postcards. The cards cost $3 each. The equation y equals 20 minus 3x shows how much change Mario will receive, which is our y, if he buys different numbers of cards x with a $20 bill. So this is how much change this is how much money he's giving, and this is the cost of the postcards depending on how many he buys. So again, X could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 20, it could be 4, it could be any of those numbers. So we're going to start with the function table. So I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to have X and Y. Now these numbers aren't just 1, 2, and 3. They actually kind of make it go from greatest to least. So 5, 4, 3, 2, but it's the same steps. You are going to plug it in. So I have Y equals, I'm going to plug in 5 for my X. Okay, so Y also equals 5. And then I would keep going. I would say 3 times 4 is 12. 20 minus 12 is 8. And then I would keep going, and I would get 11 and 14. So what this chart shows us is that the less he buys, the more money he gets back. And that makes sense, right? Because here he's getting $5 back, here he's getting $8 back, here he's getting $11 back, and here he's getting $14 back. So that's what's going to help him determine how many of these postcards should I actually buy. Now that I have this, I'm going to write my ordered pairs. I'm going to erase my little equation here. So this is 5 and 5 and 4 and 8, 3, 11, and 2, 14. So now I'm going to graph, and I'm going to try to make this one a little bit bigger. Okay, 0. Now I want you to think, if this is 14, what should I be going to on my X and Y? And you want to keep them the same. You don't want to just do 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do, 1 through 14. Keep it the same. So I'm just going to go 1 through 15. While I'm doing it on the board, make sure you're doing it on your paper. Okay, and same thing here. Okay, so I have 15 here and 15 there, and I always kind of like to do my dots in color. You don't have to, pencil is fine, but I'm going to use color. So I have 5 and 5, 4 and 8, 3 and 11, and 2 and 14. Okay, and you'll notice that I'm not connecting them. I'm not making a line. I'm just leaving them like that. So it's not like a line graph. I hope that this makes sense. I hope you have a good understanding of what you're doing and that you're ready to do this on your own. So after you finish taking those notes down, make sure that you do the practice book page if you so choose, or go straight to the homework page, which is 161 and 162. Let us know if you have any questions. Don't forget that you have a quiz to do today, and do your very best. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.